Time for the last story of Sonic Adventure 2, where we get our kind of overplayed conclusion, but I really like this last story. So this has gone kind of out of control. Because we've got to see the edgy message from your grandfather before he was executed. And this is actually pretty dark, if you think about it, isn't it?
Recorded his last words before his death.
Yeah, because this was when he'd been caught by the government and they were going to kill him. That was literally his video before he got executed, so...
For kids!
Yeah. The government are a bunch of dicks.
Yeah, well, like, they actually do touch on government conspiracy a lot with the whole GUN plot in this game.
It's the same thing with Metal Gear Solid. The whole thing is basically a government conspiracy. The whole series.
Yeah, but that's not a game about animated cartoon hedgehogs.
Yeah, I know, but I've got to draw something else somewhere, and
I know. Anyway, what I love here is, remember, we've just been told this is like under huge danger. And yeah, you see the stars in the main place, like they're still, the whole space station looks still, except we're being told that it's throttling towards Earth.
That guy looked like The Rock.
It's like, well, we're bound.
If the People's Champ is like all depressed, you know shit's gonna come down.
Yeah. But look, like there, we can see it plummeting towards the Earth, can't we? Look, it's perfectly still. Now bear in mind, this is the approved tape that obviously, the way these execution videos worked, he would have had guns pointed at him at this point, about to be killed.
Oh yeah.
And the guy filming it is just letting him record this video about how he's going to bring revenge to humanity.
Yeah, who's put the film on the Ark?
Yeah.
Was that in his will? Just like his last testament?
Yeah.
Like, I want the camera guy to put that onto my space station.
Yeah.
What space station? Oh, you don't need to know. Just
Yeah. Well, I need you to save it onto this memory card here.
Like that? No, you drag and drop.
Yeah. Hang on, let me down, I'll do it.
You know, it's for the best.
What do you mean?
No, I don't want to install McAfee. For goodness sake.
Hang on, fuck, the save file's corrupted, better just re-download it. Guys, can I get Gmail on this?
Oh, for fuck's sake, do I have to type in my password? God damn.
Yeah, this is where we're getting a little bit more kind of emotion driven, I think. But anyway, is she reading that backwards?
I think we're seeing it from the other side of the screen.
Right, okay. I forget what it was. It was some shitty educational show I remember watching, like when I was probably about 8 or 9 in school, and they had this whole plot about how this kid from space had like learned to read backwards from like instructions on, well, like safety information on an inside out like carrier bag. That was the weirdest fucking shit.
Okay.
Yeah, so how do we follow on from that?
I don't think you can, really.
I love how we've got like the proper fancy typography showing up here, and then underneath is the same thing in Comic Sans.
Yeah. Why did they use Comic Sans?
Because it's the best.
It's the only thing that can get away with it though, and I don't know why.
I don't know.
They did change it in the HD port though, didn't they? They changed it to some... It's still like a kind of comic font, but it's not as over the top as Comic Sans is. It does kind of take away from the seriousness of this guy threatening humanity though, isn't it?
I designed its mind to be perfect, pure.
All you need is little cartoon doodles around the text, just like, there's a bunny.
Yeah, like one of them flipbook loading screen type things.
Yeah. Here's the station, and here it is falling into the earth.
I love it, you know, when you got these stereotypical anime bad guys, and they're pushing around little figurines of all the different people involved in their plot on like a board or something. I'd love to see like Gerald in like this workstation, and he's got like a thing with shadow on it. It'd just be so stupid.
Why did I turn an alien into a hedgehog?
It felt like a good idea at the time.
And again, how did I make a giant lizard?
I love this game, but it's got some such stupid shit in it.
There is a way to stop the energy. We have to use your energy.
Now, remember how big the Master Emerald was earlier?
The master
Pulls it out of his arse.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Literally?
How did it do that?
Well,
What?
Darren Brown, Stephen.
well, now we know
That
what...
doesn't explain that.
With that up there, now we know why he's so grumpy all the time.
Jesus, that must hurt.
That's why he doesn't chuckle.
I hate you. Has anybody actually ever said they like you?
Well, I made a second social media account to tell myself.
Sure, that counts.
Yeah. All of my imaginary friends like me.
That bracelet kind of reminds me of Secret Rings for some reason.
A little bit. I get what you mean, like the whole fire thing going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's this level. What do we think of Cannon's Core?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Cannon's Core, it's an interesting concept what they're going for like the whole teamwork thing, everyone playing their part and whatnot. Except it's really not the most exciting level out there. And it's mostly retreading things we've done before, just with that time-stopping gimmick. And not to mention that could do without more mech levels at this point in the game. Like, if we just had Sonic stuff here, I would have been much preferred it.
Plus, got a little bit tired going around the arc.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing again. At least, for as much as I dislike the treasure hunting stages of this level, at least there's somewhere that feels different, you know?
Yeah.
I must admit, I don't mind the mech levels, but some parts do feel a bit awkward, if you know what I mean.
Particularly later on, like when you got to start using the timer thing, like properly. Like this is an awkward section. Look, I fucked up, so I got to wait. No, I could do without that sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
There we go. I think I'm alright now. Yeah. How do the doors still open? Time stopped, but the automatic doors still work.
I think it just shuts down the machinery. I don't think it's stopping time.
Well, I don't know, because, like... But then technically the automated doors are still machinery.
Yeah.
Now it's time for the extra.
From the viewpoint, like them working together, like to save like humanity, like I kind of like it actually. Like it's kind of interesting that Eggman actually thinks like, well, if there's no humanity, how am I going to terrorise it constantly?
Yeah.
It means I've got no meaning anymore. So
Yeah.
you know,
It's kind of like, you know, one of the Sonic 1 Game Gear levels where Eggman saves Sonic
Yeah.
from falling into spikes and then fights him.
So the joke.
You know what? In hindsight, this was a bad idea letting you live.
Yeah. I think it is just a pride thing though. Eggman wants to be the one to win for himself, which I can respect from the perspective of a bad guy.
He still should have just killed Sonic
he
in
does
SA1.
actually have the ability to actually beat Sonic. It's just he overlooks quite key facts like in his plan. In a way.
What sort of things are you thinking of there? Like,
Just sort of like minor things, but will actually have a bigger payoff than they should have. Like, I just can't explain. Like, he has the forethought for it, like the mechs and everything, and devises good plans. But there's like, it feels like he's missing out on some essential part, but I can't really explain it.
yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Like, he has the resources, doesn't he?
Yeah,
He just sort of doesn't put them to
good use, pretty much.
I still love the idea of this guy who's like, he has all this shit that he could use for anything, but now he's got to keep using the same failed plans over and over.
Which is why he's pretty much of a predictable villain.
But to be fair, he did sort of win in Riders, didn't he?
Not really.
He got the rug, it just wasn't what he wanted.
I wouldn't exactly call it a victory. They handed it over to him. I mean, they could have easily defeated him there and then, but they just sort of went, here, it's a pile of crap.
Yeah, fuck it, we were only going to check it anyway. Yeah, these sections. This one is not as obnoxious as the Knuckles level, I'll give it that.
Yeah, I didn't like these levels.
Seems a bit of an arsehole.
What's that?
The level, just like where everything's shuffling around and while you're doing it.
Yeah.
on the
Oh,
wall.
got underwater and that.
Yeah. This is not a hard level, it's just irritating.
Yeah.
Like, these parts as well, if you knock the switch too early, you got to wait for it to wear off, so
Yeah, that annoyed me, and that comes out at such a rapid pace as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But the thing is, what annoyed me was I had to get the underwater rings, like the necklace for Knuckles all the way back. But you can actually manage to do it. You just got to be very, very fast with it when you have to go that part with Knuckles underwater.
Yeah, if you don't have the air necklace, it is a very thin margin of error.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know how I feel about that really. I think like there should be some extra incentive to get the item, but at the same time it kind of feels like you're dicking over, especially when you first play through where you might not realise that the air necklace is actually there. And I've got to go reset the thing so I can get through the water. Surely she can get a little bit wet just to like... Yes, I was expecting that.
Right.
But you know what I mean, like, surely she could just fight her way through the waterfall. But no. Let's let all the water in to drown ourselves. That seems like such a great idea, Rouge. The water animation isn't actually that bad in this game, is it, really? In the grand scheme of things. This is just basically the same sort of thing but underwater.
And more of a chance of dying.
Yeah. I forgot what I meant to do. I meant to hit that switch, then go through the lasers so I can do something up
Can
there.
fuck you over if you don't put forethought into it beforehand.
A little bit, yeah.
This took me a couple of goes to do.
Did you have the necklace at the time?
No,
Oh,
don't think I did.
that would be why.
I didn't either.
Because I remember drowning a few times.
Yeah, I have done this before without the necklace, but nowadays I just get the necklace every time just to be safe. Just because it's so finicky without it. It's like really frustrating finicky without it.
You would easily miss that necklace though, wouldn't you? Like,
Yeah. Like these little sections, this is just a dragon here trying to swim through slowly, very, very slowly. And this is another timing sort of game. Because you can very easily get blown back by the water if you're just a little bit too slow. And sod that noise eternally. Yeah, like that.
I remember getting really pissed off whenever that happened. It was just like, I'm doing that! No!
Oh, please. No.
Just let me win.
Oh, yeah, now I've got to go do it again.
I'm not gonna lie, I actually get more infuriated and like sort of like
Yeah.
desperate.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck you game, fuck you.
So what this does do is this gives me a feel for how speedrunners feel when on a bad take.
Oh, yeah, oh.
Because like literally they were about to restart the game for that. If you're trying to get a good run.
That was close.
And look, we've got another one of these things to make our way through. And that's annoying because that you can get halfway but still get blown back if you just that inch away from that timer there. So there's plenty of little things that can annoy you so much. But yeah, there are rare bubbles here, but it's kind of a bit late at this point, isn't it?
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, and I think we're going into the fun part of the level now.
Going fast?
Yes.
Yes!
I do actually quite enjoy Sonic's part of this level. It's just annoying you have to do all the other stuff to get there first.
Saving the best for last.
Yeah. Because they do this with all the other characters, then Shadow fights the boss afterwards, don't
Yeah.
they? Which works.
It's Shadow and then they team up afterwards, don't they?
Yeah.
And then
I know this last story so well at this point. I love it so much. It's just got the right atmosphere for this sort of ending, like climactic end to the game. Well, once we get past this, once we get into boss battle territory, that's just so much fun.
Would you say BioLizard in its base form is difficult?
It is when you don't really know what you're doing.
That's what I found difficulty with, because for a few attempts I was like, what the hell? I literally didn't know you could go on the rails, but afterwards, yeah, it was fine.
Anyway, Lost World throwbacks from SO1. Like, they're even playing the music from SO1, aren't they? I kind of appreciate that. It's because we're going towards the same kind of Master Emerald Temple as there was in Lost World, so
Yeah.
it works.
Personally, I prefer SA1's sort of mystical theme. That sort of suits me more than sci-fi. I've always been that sort of person.
I can see what you mean. I prefer
Yeah.
the space techno-y sort of stuff, but
Different strokes
Yeah.
between people.
now we've got to convince Shadow to stop being emo, the greatest challenge of all.
Eddie,
I
don't
feel like
need
saying a
friends.
joke, but I don't know how to work around it. So
I'm edgy. I don't
probably
need
best I don't
friends.
say anything at all.
I don't need any comrades.
Ow, the edge.
Shadow, we need you. Please help us.
It's all going according to plan.
What I like, they actually animated a tear on him here.
There's
It was like the shittiest superimposing of a tear, but it works. Like, it looked like clip art's tear. Like,
Just to show, yeah, he might be a bit of a bastard, but at least he has some emotion.
yeah.
And this is when he realises that Maria was saying to let people live, not revenge.
Just let him have his moment.
I'm still confused by how he went from give people a chance to be happy to revenge.
Because that's cooler.
I beg of you. Please
Flashback time.
for me. Future for all people who live on that planet. Give them a chance to be happy.
You just not concentrate when you say that.
Did you say revenge? No, happy. Revenge!
Revenge makes me happy. That awkward moment when you doom all of humanity.
Sayonara. Shadow the Hedgehog.
promised her.
I kind of like the motif they're going for with that Sayonara Shadow the Hedgehog line, and we'll see more.
I just saw that
That
tear. It's like the most like shortest tear, but. What are you running This is my angry running pose.
Yeah.
Fine, I'll help them.
If I absolutely had to.
It sort of looks like a 3-year-old child just like running away because like, he's not getting what he wants.
Yeah.
I don't want to!
Not today, Mum. Tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
I feel like saving you, man.
I hate this house. I hate you all.